the shift that we have been speaking of, so many of us, for a few years now, preparing. So when the time comes where we start connecting as one, connecting into this field of oneness, we can say, or that we are together, when that happens in a real way, not just like a nice philosophy that is not really your real experience, but when you really start experiencing, like what the Mayan Indians said when they greeted each other. When they said hello, they said, in Lakesh, it means I am another you. So this is obviously something that they experienced. And what we are coming into, that shift, the planetary shift that we are speaking of, and these times that is actually happening, is that shift in consciousness, where we see that the other is a part of me. We see it in the form of the outer world is a reflection of the inner world. We have the internet, which means that anything that anybody can just broadcast anything, and it'll go worldwide in a few seconds. And so it is inside of us too. All the different aspects of ourselves is being broadcast throughout the body, throughout our consciousness, and our different bodies, we call them koshas or layers of who we are being affected, are being woven into who we are. And we are being seen. So that's why we call it the light, right? The supreme light. Supreme meaning there is no greater or grander light, and there is no opposite. It's just a pure seeing. After you've seen something, there is no opposite to that. There is nothing more to fight or have resistance to, because what you see is what you see. What is there? You just see it. And this is the gift that these ages are coming with. As we are connecting into that field, that power that is outside our mind's capacity, we can call it grace. It is a power that is inherent in every human heart. We were built to experience and express this, to relate into the sacred platform in our heart. Each one in our own unique way. So, if there are 7 or 8 billion people on the planet, there are as many ways to connect into that sacred platform. We can call it what we choose, relate to it in our own way, such as the freedom. We have the human free will. Now, we each have a sacred agreement, something we agreed upon before we came into this incarnation. And this can be enhanced or experienced when we access this grace, that supreme light, the platform inside your heart. So, the Supreme Light Meditation is such a meditation that will align you with your heart and your brain. So we talk about life is a journey, right? Or we have a course here tomorrow actually called Journey into Happiness. It's a great journey inside to discover that happiness. And that happiness is not out there. It's an inside job. Truly. And in these times where we are broadcasting all kinds of things in our world, both all kinds of facts. I know somebody introduced alternative facts. Well, so it is. There's all kinds of facts out there, all kinds of news about everything. So what is important is to see and connect with your own alignment into the heart-brain. Once you do that, you will recognize the truth in this world when it comes to you. How you do that? It is a resonance. And resonance, like you have playing a chord. You will feel it like that. Some people call it a gut feeling or intuition. There can be like I think scientifically you would say a wiring between your heart and your brain. Let's say it's a string, and you go, ding. It is like that resonance. You feel it. So when you hear something or see something or somebody tells you something, once you practice this meditation of going within for just a few minutes every day, you will enhance this capacity to see what is actually going on inside of me. Because that is where the answer lies. The answer in how you are to respond to the outer world, to the different facts and news and information, or people around you that are reacting in different ways that could potentially affect you very much if you are not in alignment with this resonance of your true self, your true nature. And there's been written many books about it. I've written 2 books about it. It's not about reading some books or trying to understand anything. It is all about experiencing it. That's why I enjoy to share this meditation with you live. You only have to click on this link and you'll be live every Tuesday. And I like to return every week. There is a wisdom in cycles. See, the universe, if you can call it God, divine, the supreme friend inside your heart, how you recognize the difference between the mind chattering away or that presence of divine. You experience a definite resonance in your heart. There is a tremendous sense of humor and a relaxingness about it. Even if you are to be very busy, sometimes my life is filled with lots of activities and very busy, but it's coming from a platform where let's get it done. And there is no ansträngning, effort. There's no effort. It's an effortless effort because it's just happening. And it's like you're just going along with it. This is our true nature, where we are active when it is needed, and we are passive in our inner world. This is the shift, the planetary shift of humanity that is available. And, many of us have been on this journey for some time, right? What journey is that? The journey between your heart and your brain, right? Realizing that, we don't have to belong to any particular religion or philosophy or master or teacher or listen to anybody. We just need help to access that inner connectedness. How do we get contact with grace? For me, that's what I was looking for all my life. When I finally found it, it was a divine intervention. And I want to share this because it could be of value to you. We have this concept that when we get a divine intervention, or when we finally get to see God or hear the voice of God, or to experience that divine presence, however we imagine that to be, it's never how we imagine it. Something profound happens in your body, in your brain, in your heart, when you have that kind of intervention. The people who have had near-death experience will experience that. I've had a couple of those before I had this experience I want to talk to you about now, because not everybody has near-death experience, and you don't want to go there. You don't want to look. You don't want to look for that. If it happens, you'll be sent back. That's what happened to me twice. I got sent back. They said, "You're not finished. What are you doing here? You're not finished yet. Have you forgotten?" The light made me laugh. Okay, that's the sign that you're in the light. The light beings came out and just showed me some review that was then after I came back in the body, it was wiped out, because we're not supposed to know. We are here to experience this. We signed up for this. I know it sounds like it's a difficult thing to understand sometimes, isn't it? Did I really sign up? I don't think I signed up for this. Have you asked yourself that? Well, we actually did. And the reason I speak with such certainty is because of these experiences I've had. So a couple of near-death experiences, but what really changed my world was 2002, when I heard this voice. And it was in a meditation. We were about to start a meditation. And my life was pretty much miserable on all levels. And I wasn't even interested in this meditation. I was like, oh, I have to go home, and I wasn't really that into it. Isn't that strange that when we least expected, I was just sitting there being bored or frustrated, and I just did what this person said. This person said, who guided the meditation, he said, "You need to be grateful." And I was thinking, oh, to be grateful. I know I've heard this all my life, and okay, try to be grateful. And he said, if you can't be grateful, you have to pretend. Oh, that's new. So I said, and then he explained how to do it even. He said, you start from the toes. So you say, thank you, 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 thank you. And then finally you say it in the whole body, and you're actually really grateful. And I go, is this guy for real? All right, I'll try it. So I closed my eyes and I did this whole, because I really couldn't feel grateful because I didn't know what this man is talking about. So it was at this point where the divine intervention happened. What I want to share with you is, this is the important thing. It's not about sharing some experience I've had, and some of you have heard it 1,000 times. I've written about it in books. I'm also interested in science, but I learned that when you tell a story, the brain takes it in a different way. That's why I'm going about this in a storytelling way. And actually my publisher was picked up by a new publisher called Storytelling. So who knows, next book will be a story. I want to share this with you because what happened was, as I received this tremendous presence that is impossible to put words on, every cell in your body knows. There's nothing else to say about it. I am sorry, I have no words. You would have thought I would have words if I'm going to tell a story. You are filled with this, and there came the voice. And this is the voice that I want to share with you because it came with a teaching. Divine teaching that said, don't be afraid to meet your inner suffering. And since I was sitting with my most inner suffering I could at that time, for various reasons. I was in a miserable place. But then I was given this divine intervention. I was like, oh, but this voice said, don't be afraid to meet it. It was very uncomfortable to see that I was so angry and filled with so much rage and anger and had directed it towards this presence. So why? Why are you coming now? Don't you know I've been looking for you over 40 years? My whole life is looking for you. And now you come? Couldn't you come a little bit earlier? I mean, all this suffering is like I painted myself into a corner. You know how you paint yourself? It's like there's no escape route. Ah. I used them all up. There was no escape. You know what I have learned after some 18 years of getting a little wiser since then, but traveling and journeying with the presence, because the presence said, I'll be with you, because it didn't go away. It said, I'll be with you, but you do the work. Don't be afraid to see your inner suffering or what it is you're resisting, because I was looking to get rid of something. So, my journey was a long journey, but it was very helpful. I still live with that equation, that alchemy of consciousness, of being able to see and enhancing and growing in this ability to see day by day. It is a journey. For as long as you're breathing, you can keep growing into this. You can develop that art of seeing what is there. Because the first thing you realize, like what I realized, I didn't even know I was that angry. I thought I was a nice, spiritual, kind person. That's how everybody viewed me. I was more of a victim than anything, I thought. Oh, the journey began. And I did this journey on my own for 1.5 years. It was no other around that did this. Now, this is, I think, well known. This journey is fantastic. To be free is to see inside ourselves. And if you do this journey by yourself, or if you do it in a group, I can tell you it is helpful when other people are doing it also. It's not that they're sitting pointing, oh, I can see your stuff. This is what we're occupied with today, isn't it? Oh, I see what you're into. Oh, and you over there, you're doing this. Ah, I see me. Oh, yes, I see. No, you don't. What is going on in you when you see that? That's what's interesting. So that's the journey, and that's the course we're going to have here at Ramlösa, Portal of Light, tomorrow. And many places all over Europe, Russia, and South Africa. There you go. I got that in. I love these processes, and I'm hosting it. And it's an online course from India where I went my first time and where I received this divine intervention. So forever grateful to my spiritual teachers, my spiritual master, Sri Yama and Sri Bhagwan. They are seen in India or in the world as avatars. An avatar is somebody who comes with a gift. There have been many avatars, and they have different gifts in psychology or music or spiritual. The important thing is you need to access that presence of grace somehow, whether it's through an avatar or a spiritual master or just accessing it in yourself somehow. But you know, it is difficult if you don't have the experience of declutchment of the mind. I speak of this in my web courses. I just did a whole series of pre-recorded web courses called Oneness in the Body, just to get all of this out. How to be free of the mind, how to differentiate between who you are and what are the different aspects of you. It's very helpful. If you don't have that, it might easily be you'd be tricked by the mind, because the mind thinks it knows everything. You don't really have to know anything. Isn't that fantastic? You will know what you need to know in the moment. It's not that you lose the mind, it's that you use the mind. Now, I think that's enough of an introduction today. Sorry if it was a little long. I get carried away, but I take the opportunity to just share with you a little bit. We're going to go into the meditation now. You can close your eyes and just relax in the body. As these things I've been sharing here with you today, all of these things might have affected you. Something that was said was affecting you somehow. Contact with your body, connect with your body and see, what does it feel inside of you? As you have your eyes closed, you simply be aware of your feet and relax. Be aware of your legs. Relax your legs. Be aware of your pelvic region, your hips, your buttocks. Relax. Your back and spine. Relax. Your stomach, your belly. Relax. Your chest and shoulders, relax. Your arms and hands and fingers, relax. Your neck and throat, relax. Your whole head and your face, relax. Relax. See how the breathing is moving in and out by itself. You don't have to change your breathing. Just allow the body to breathe the way it's breathing right now. And just be aware of the different body parts. Your feelings, emotions, thoughts, whatever is going on inside you. This what you're doing right now is a Vipassana meditation. You're simply stilling the body, being aware of it, breathing, and being aware of your inner world, what is actually happening inside of you. If you were to do this even just a few minutes every day, it would enhance your capacity to be aware of what's going on in your life, inside you. Now put a focus inside your heart. It's usually in the heart region we connect with the Supreme Light, that divine presence or the higher sacred self, the Supreme Light, the great compassionate light, your Supreme Friend. However you want to relate to it, you have your way. Nobody can ever tell you how to have that connection. It is personal to you. How you relate to this, what you call it. In the first few minutes, you're going to be listening to some birds. If you feel drawn in your heart, you can do a prayer. You can pray for anything that you are being touched in your heart for. You can pray for this world, for your own life or for another's. When you pray, just see the solution. See it in a positive light, that the solution of it is here and now, right now. That is a powerful prayer and very helpful for your life and for this world. Whatever you are praying for, see the solution and feel grateful, or even pretend gratefulness would work. The important thing is connect in your heart and be truthful of what's going on there. Be interested in your own heart.